you will learn how to create maps in LWC. So let's go to our VS Code and start creating the maps. So let's create the component first. So let's create the Lightning web component and we'll give a name map in LWC demo. So now my component has been created, and to load the map I need the data, and to get the data I'll write a Apex class, and we will play in this demo with the account data basically. So let's create a Apex class and we'll give this name as map controller LWC. So now we have given the map controller LWC name to our Apex class. So let's create the method for this class. I'll give the name as get accounts, and if I'm fetching the account records, then its return type should be list of account. And as it's an get operation, so I want or unable to be cacheable true. And let's write the query. So I want select ID, name, description, billing street. I'll copy it here. I need description. I want billing street. I want billing country, billing city, billing state, and postal code. These all fields are available on account from count object. And I want to sort this by name. So I'm using order by name, and I want to limit the number of record to 10. So this is the basic controller in which we have created a method get accounts, and that will run this query and bring the records of account. So let's go and use this method in our component. So we'll say import get account from @Salesforce Apex map controller dot get accounts. So we have imported the method reference from Apex, and now if we have to fetch the data, we have to use a wire service here. So in the wire I have to pass the method name, and I should use either a wire as property or a function. So I'll use a function wire handler, and it will receive data or error, and if data comes, we'll console the data, and if error comes, we'll console the error. And we have to import the wire. Just make sure you're importing it correctly from the LWC, and let's deploy this. Before deploying this, we need to change the configuration, and as we're gonna place this component into the Lightning app page, so I'll change is exposed to true, and the targets I'm gonna set to Lightning app page. So now my JS is ready. In the HTML, for time being we can add SLDS box class to a div. Just for the visual representation, I'll say here map will come. Now JS is ready, configuration is ready, and controller is ready. Let's deploy this. Now the component is deployed. Let's go to our org. In my app 0 to hero, I have created an app page map in LWC. Let's edit the page and place our component. And on the left hand side, search for a component name maps in LWC demo. Let's place this, hit save. Let's go back, and the card is placed properly, the text is coming correctly. Let's go to console and see if the data is coming correctly or not. And now you can see the data is also coming correctly because we limit the number of records to 10, so only 10 accounts are coming, it giving us billing city, billing country, postal code, state, street, ID and name. Everything is coming fine. Let's go and build the chart. So I'm in a JS file now. So in the map we have two things. One is the map and the second thing is the marker, right? So to tell the map where you should place the marker, you need to set the location, right? So first what we're going to do is we'll create a map markers, so that we can pass that markers to the chart and chart will understand where he has to pinpoint the markers. So let's create a property map markers and we'll initialize it with the empty array. And once the data comes, we'll say call this dot format response. We're gonna create a new method format response that will receive a data that is coming from Apex, and here we're gonna create that method that will receive the data. And here what we're gonna do is we'll run a map operation, say data dot map, and we'll see each object is an item, and we'll return a formatted response that our map understand. So map understand a location that is in object format, then our map understand icon, then our map understand title, that is string, then our map understand value, that is also string, and then our map understand description that you want to show, so description. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna map the things accordingly to these property, because we are not getting these property in this format, so we have to format it out. That's why we are using map. And once the map returns something, we'll update our map marker, because map gives a new copy of the data. Now in the location what we can do is we can pass street, because under that our map understand the street, and the street we are getting from item dot billing city, and we're gonna check if billing city is there, well and good, otherwise pass it as empty. If we pass undefined or null, it will break the map loading. Second property is city, we'll say item dot billing city. If it's available, do it, otherwise pass the empty string. Then the third property is postal code. It's coming in the form of item dot billing postal code, and if you want to make sure whether it's coming in or not, you can check it here. So we already have the billing postal code. If it's coming, well and good, otherwise keep it as empty string, and it is item dot billing postal code. Apart from that, we have state and country, so we're gonna do the same thing for state and country. So item dot billing state, item dot billing country, and the name of the key should be in the same casing and the same letters, so then only our map will understand this, what is the city, what is the state and postal code. For an icon you can give any generic icon, so I'll use here utility Salesforce 1 icon. So you can give any icon that you like. Apart from that, the title, so title will give the account name basically. So we'll say item dot name is the title, and the value as well, the item dot name. And the description, we already getting the description as well, item dot description. We're gonna map the description. And now our marker is ready. Let's go to the HTML and create the map here. And to create the map, it's very simple. We have to say lightning map. It will take one attribute as map marker, and in our case it's a map markers. Then it takes the second property as attribute as markers title, and the title we can pass here something. Right now let's keep it empty, and then we have to pass if you click on the marker, what should happen? So we'll say on marker select, we'll say call marker handler. This method we're gonna create, and then we have a property selected marker value, and we want to create another property selected marker value in the JS. So let's close our markers. So we have to attach few properties. So first property is already ready because we already generating it here, map marker. Then the second property is the title. So the title, we can see which title we want to give. So let's go to JS and create a property. We can say markers title, and we'll say accounts location, and here we'll map the markers title. Then we have to create the call marker handler. On click of the marker, what should happen? So this method gets called up, and this will receive the event, and in the event it will receive the selected marker value basically. So here we already have a selected marker value. So here what we can do is we'll say this dot selected marker value equal to event dot detail dot selected marker value. That is the inbuilt property of this lightning map. So that will send this value, and we are using the same name. You can change this name. You can say selected marker as well to avoid the confusion. So we'll say selected marker, and we'll pass it here selected marker. And on the top we can initialize this property, and instead of initializing on the top, what we can do is whenever the map loads, right, our selected marker should always be the first marker. And for that, within this format response that got called on the page load, what we can do is we'll say this dot selected marker equal to this dot marker, this dot map markers. If map markers are there, then go and fetch the first value basically. So we'll say if map markers dot length is there, and then this is the AND operator. So if this condition pass, then only it will go to the second, and then we'll say this dot map markers first position dot value assigned to the selected marker. So the first value will assign to the selected marker, and it pop up the selected marker here. The other problem right now we have to think of, map marker on the load is empty, and this wire handler is a asynchronous call, and so it may be a chance like this HTML loads before the data comes. So it's better we wrap this out with the if true directive, and we'll check if map markers dot length is there. If it's there, then show the map. Let's format this out. If not available, we'll say if false. Then what we can do is we can say no account found. Should be template. Then inside the div, you can say no account found. So let me repeat it. What we have done is on load we are calling the get accounts method. It will bring the 10 account records. We will take that data and pass to the format response function. This function receives the data. Our map only understand in a specific format the data, so we are just formatting the data that is coming into the understandable format. So we are generating the understandable format using a map operation. We are creating the location object. Within that we have a street, city, postal code, state and country. Along with that we are adding icon, title, value and description, and it will return a new array of objects that will store in the map markers. And what we are saying is we are saying selected marker. So on the first load, it should select by default the first map marker. We are setting that selected marker, and on click of the markers, so we are calling the call marker, and on you select on the marker, it will update the selected marker. So let's deploy and see how it looks. Now it's deployed. Let's go to the app, refresh the page. And now if you see, it's loading the data, and on the right hand side you can see the first marker has been selected, that is coming with the gray color. And if I click it here, it will open that marker, then express logistic, then point where it is. You can click it here as well to see. If I click it here, it will go back the marker to that position. If I open pyramid construction, it will get the highlight here, the selected marker. So this is how we create maps in the LWC, and this is a very handy component. Like in many places you need to create the map, and it's a few line component. If you see the HTML, it's really very small with only 4 attributes, and the JSON, you just need to make sure you are passing the data in the correct format. That's the only trick here. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.